We're going to take you back. I'm sure you remember the confirmation hearing that divided the nation. Then Supreme Court nominee Clarence Thomas accused of sexual harassment by Anita Hill back in 1991. Well, now Thomas's wife appears to have reopened those old wounds with a phone call. CBS News chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford joins us with the details. Jan, good morning.
Good morning, Maggie. You know, 19 years may seem like a really long time ago. There are some people who don't remember it, but to the people involved in those hearings, to Ginny Thomas, it was only yesterday.
Professor, do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
A generation ago, her testimony riveted a nation.
He would turn the conversation to a discussion of sexual matters.
Anita Hill's sensational charges against Clarence Thomas, her boss at the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, nearly derailed his nomination to the Supreme Court. Thomas angrily denied the allegations.
This is high-tech lynching.
The Senate went on to confirm him 19 years ago this month. But the wounds went deep, especially for his wife, Ginny, who said she never doubted her husband. And proving that time doesn't heal all wounds, last week Mrs. Thomas called Anita Hill, now a professor at Brandeis University, to ask for an apology for damaging her husband's reputation. According to a source with knowledge of the events, Thomas said in a voicemail, "I would love you to consider an apology sometime and some full explanation of why you did what you did to my husband. So give it some thought and certainly pray about this and come to understand why you did what you did." In an interview 3 years ago, Ginny Thomas told me of similar wishes.
I think she owes us an apology, and I look forward to receiving that phone call or that visit one day.
Hill didn't apologize then or now. She alerted Brandeis police and turned over the recording to the FBI. In a statement, she said the call was inappropriate, and she said she isn't sorry. "I have no intention of apologizing because I testified truthfully about my experience, and I stand by that testimony." Now, I reached Ginny Thomas last night. She said she didn't want to talk about that phone call, but she said her views on the apology, as she expressed to me 3 years ago, hadn't changed. Maggie?
So clearly, Jan, Mrs. Thomas has wanted an apology for a long time. Is there any speculation as to why she made that phone call now?
That is the question that everyone is trying to get answered. Her friends, people who are close to her, why now? Of course, it was 19 years ago this month. It's around the anniversary. Maybe she was feeling reflective. It also was about the same time the New York Times at the time was publishing a big profile of Ginny Thomas. So maybe she was again thinking, feeling empowered, but no one knows.
Do you think that we'll hear from Clarence Thomas on this?
No. I mean, Justice Thomas is a very private figure. He doesn't speak publicly about these things, but it's his wife who's been his passionate lifetime defender since their marriage. She has devotedly stood by his side. So I would not expect to hear from Justice Thomas, only Ginny. Maggie?
Jan Crawford. Thank you, Jan.